مش لوحدك.
Well, I want to talk about like three different safety measures. For example, one in a building, one at home, and one on street driving in your car. What is the safest place to be in the building, if you can, basically during an earthquake?
Well, especially if you're talking about a high-rise building, or even a mid-rise range building. The principles are always the same in the sense that you've got to improve body stability, you've got to protect the head and neck, you want to get low fast. So a lot of people don't have the luxury in those quakes to sit and think about what they're going to do or where they're going to go. If they have in their mind there's a safety spot, it actually feeds into the psychological tendency to want to run. So the thing is to drop first, and then as conditions allow, to carefully try to migrate on your hands and knees toward a safer spot. If you're at the outer edge of the building, for instance, like a lot of the high-rise offices are, you want to move toward the core of the building.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay. What about at home?
The procedures
Are the same?
Procedures are basically the same.
And what about driving? Because there's a lot of, in Northridge earthquakes, a lot of freeways have broken down and people died and fell over. So do you want to, like try to avoid the freeways at this time, or are you just...
Well, you may be on one when it happens, and in smaller quakes or more distant quakes, it tends to feel like 4 flat tires is what people describe.
Wow.
And one thing that can be a clue is if you're driving and you're listening to your car radio and your car radio just suddenly dies, it may be because transmission towers are being interrupted. And so if you feel an odd movement and your radio dies at the same time, look up. If you see things swaying, you know you're in an earthquake. Pay attention to traffic, but try to slow down and get stopped. Stay in your vehicle. Keep your seatbelt on. Protect your head and neck. Write it out. And then stay in your car for at least 1 hour before trying to go anywhere. In that amount of time, you'll start to gain some intelligence about what has happened, because the last thing you want to do is drive in an area that has been, or toward an area that's been most impacted. So you need to start gathering some information. And also, in the first hour, that's the time when there are going to be more aftershocks. There could even be a bigger quake during that time. And so you don't want to expose yourself to any further danger.
مش لوحدك.